Okay, so now that I've created the room, we're going to do some advanced NPC stuff. Um, Probably, I don't know, the most advanced that we're probably going to do, which is putting separate commands and buttons and stuff like that. Um, I will show you how to make teams later. So I am going to have the NPCs set people to a team. So I'm actually going to be coming back to this NPC in a minute. But I want to do the NPCs first, then I'll show you uh, command blocks to make teams. And then I'll add the commands for the teams to the NPCs. But anyway, we'll take it one step at a time. So once again, you press E to get your menu. Literally type in NPC. Get your NPC spawn egg. Hit E again. And your world builder has to be set to true. Right now I just set it to false, which is usually where you'll be. And then you hit WB to make it true, and then you create your NPC. You give her the look that you want. This is going to be a girl, and her name is Ashley Houston, another student from my original 4th period class. These guys are just winners at Minecraft, so I give them a little honor here. So type dialogue here. So what's going to happen is students are going to be directed to this room. When they get here, I want them to talk to Ashley. And I'm going to kind of force them to talk to Ashley, so you'll see how I do that. But right now, when they do talk to her, she's going to say to them, what type of player are you? So this is really the question for the room, because the board says, all the world's a stage and everybody's a player. So what kind of player are you? And this is going back to, or getting into the psychology of gaming. We have a video here from my computer programming curriculum, and it's what kind of gamer are you? Are you a killer, an explorer, an achiever, or are you just a socializer? So the reality is every kid is going to play Minecraft. Every kid will play in the class. I haven't had a kid yet that's not going to play Minecraft, but if they don't like it, they're just going to kind of run around and kill each other, which is why we're going to set teams so they can't do that. Which is also kind of forcing the gameplay, right? But at this point, at the beginning, if a kid wants to be a killer, if they just want to run around and kill people and they're not interested in the lesson, I'm going to let them do that, because I'm going to put them in a position where they're really going to have to fight right off the bat, and you'll see. But the reality is, I want to separate the kids who are going to be goofing off and not really doing what I want from the kids that are going to actually try. Because the kids who are actually going to try are going to start going through this, and it's going to be fun and it's going to be cool, and then the other kids will want to do it. I've already seen it happen. Okay, it is successful. When the other kids start figuring out what's going on, then everybody wants to get involved in it. It happens all the time. It's that in the beginning they just think it's Minecraft. So even if I tell them, oh, I've created this whole world, I'd like you to check out the lessons, you're going to have kids, if they don't like Minecraft, that are going to try and avoid it. But as they go, I've seen kids who started off literally saying, I hate Minecraft, I don't want to play this game, to attempting to get the ender egg and going all the distance. Now, they don't always do it, but I've seen it. So because I've seen it, I know that this works. So what I do is I give them that opportunity. So in the beginning, the dialog says, what type of player are you? Then I'm going to go to advanced settings and I'm going to add a URL. And that's the YouTube that I just did. And we're going to say button name is player types. And then, so now we're going to do the next part, right? So I'm going to turn off world builder because I want to test her. Make sure that I got the button that says player types. What type of player are you? I click player types. It takes me to the YouTube channel. Yes. I hit pause. I don't want to hear that in the background. And now I'll go back to the game. Okay, so now we're going to add the next portion, which is where Ashley is going to...
Do you and your team need to work remotely?
That's what I didn't want to have happen.
Monday.com brings your team together.
Can I pause you? Anyway. So now I'm going to turn World Builder back on. Go back into Ashley. Advanced settings. Okay, well, no, first we'll do the dialogue. So what type of player are you? If you think you are a killer, then click play survival. Well, we'll put that in quotations because it's going to be a button. Oop, I wanted to say play survival. There we go. And let's give them a warning, okay, because you may have kids that won't click on player types and they'll just read that and click play survival, or they'll just click play survival having not read anything. So I guess the warning would be useless, but I at least want to put a warning. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, right? They'll click play survival. It'll put them in survival mode. And then I'm going to leave them out there. So I'm going to have to set their spawn point also to that location. And that's because if they die, they're not... I don't want them to come back to the school and be on survival. So if they want to come back... Well, I'll make that... Actually, no, I won't give them the warning. I was sitting here thinking about what I wanted to do. Then click play survival and see how good you are. It's a little blah blah blah, right? Okay, so now I thought about it. I gave her what I was going to do. Boom. Now I'm going to go to advanced settings. We're going to add commands. Okay. So first command that I want is the first thing that I want to have happen is slash game mode to the closest player. So that's the player that's talking to Ashley. Actually, no, survival. Sorry, survival to the closest player. So that's going to set their game mode to survival. Then I want them. I actually have a preset location. Ah, it's the YouTube. I didn't want to do that. Okay, hold on. I have my preset location saved on my phone. That's because I already scouted the game and decided where I was going to put these kiddos. So let me pull that out. There it is. But now, before I actually teleport them, I have to set. Ooh, you know what? I need to learn the command for that. Hold on a second. So if you want to know what the command yeah, it's not set spawn point, it's spawn point. Spawn point sets the spawn point for a player. So that's what you do. You hit slash and then you hit what you're looking for, right? That's a little teaching when you're trying to write these commands. Let's go back to her, advanced settings. It's not set, it's spawn point, and I believe it's the nearest player, and we're going to set that spawn point to 5711 65 negative 1942. And then finally, I want to slash TP the closest player, also to the same location. Okay, so it will do these commands in this order. Okay, so we'll say game mode. So set once they talk to Ashley, if they click on this button, and that button is, yes, we're going to turn the button mode on. The button is going to say play survival, right? So now the kid clicks on play survival, immediately their game mode is switched to survival. Following that, their spawn point is set to this location, and then they're teleported to that location. It'll all happen instantaneously. There's no like momentarily wait for it. But if you don't do it in this order, okay, the commands will still go off, but what will happen is, if like, so for instance, if I had put teleport first, it would teleport this player to that location, and then it would set the spawn point in the game mode to the closest player to Ashley, but that would now not be the person who clicked on Ashley, because he would be far, far away, teleported away. I've done it. I've noticed that it happens. So you really have to make sure you have the order in which your commands are done is a very important thing in Minecraft Educational Edition. Probably just Minecraft Total, but you know, I definitely, when I've been building it, I've noticed it. Anyway, so we got that. We go back, added dialogue. Okay, there's the two buttons. Very good. And then I'm going to close her out. So now I'm going to test it. I'm going to turn my world builder off. And I'm going to click on Ashley. And if I click on player types, it should open YouTube. We've already done that. I'm actually going to close that now, because last time I paused it, it didn't pause. And now I'm going to click on play survival. And I have been teleported to where I said I was going to, where I wanted to be. And it says my game mode. Oh, let's go back to what it said, because I didn't read that fast enough. Oh, where is it? There it is. So your game mode has been updated to survival. I've been teleported to this location. It doesn't say that my spawn point was set to this location, so I might have messed up on that. The only way to check that is, of course, to get out of here. So this is another. I'm gonna do. Okay, so now I'm gonna fly. I actually teleported them right next to a pillager base. There's a pillager, and pillagers are dangerous. I'm gonna turn myself back into survival, because I want to see if when I die, I get if I go back to the school, if I end up being caged again. So I'm gonna let him kill me. I'm gonna die! So I respawned inside of the cage. Very good. That's what I wanted. So that means that my spawn point was set to that location, which is what I wanted. So that's what will now happen. That was all the stuff that was in my back inventory. Pick that up because I don't want to leave this place and then. So what happens in Minecraft is if you leave your stuff in a place and then you die, it'll stay there until the next kid comes along, right? So anyway, I don't want that, so everything's gone, right? Okay, good. Nothing up there, right? Okay, so if you see, there's the pillager base, and I'm inside of a pillager cage, and that's where I've put the kid. So if they think that they're a killer, they're in survival, and now they're here. I mean, they can dig out of here, even on survival. I'm not going to click anything right now because on creative it'll destroy it. But hey, you're a killer, right? So you'll have a wooden sword, or you should have a wooden sword. Haven't spoken to the Jet Master, and they can dig their way out of here with their hand, and they can run away, or they can attempt to kill the pillager with a wooden sword. I wouldn't attempt that, but we'll see how good at killing they are. But I did that on purpose because if they think that they're a killer. Plus, they have numbers, so if you have 10 or 12 kids that decide they're going to be killers, they'll all end up in here, and then as a group, they'll be able to overpower the pillagers, even with wooden swords. So it's not like too mean, but it's a little mean. So I'm gonna teleport myself back. To the school. And these are all coordinates that I've already, pre-written down. That's how I know what they are. And here I am at the school again. And now you've learned some commands, and it's not that complicated. It's pretty much just / enter it in. So now we're going to get into the command blocks. That will be the next episode. But so the reason why I did that. So they have to speak to Ashley. Okay, I want them to speak to Ashley. So they're directed to this room, and I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to the school and I'll probably do that right now. I'm going to turn all of the doors into iron doors that will not be able to be opened by them because they're in adventure mode. And the only way that they'll be able to pass from room to room is by completing whatever task is in the room. So here they'll have to talk to Ashley, and then there will be a button that they'll push here that activates a command block. But if they come into the room and they click the button first, nothing will happen. They have to talk to Ashley, and then they'll be able to click the button to move on to the next classroom. So I'm going to do everything by commands, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, because it's actually kind of complicated. But I want the children to follow a certain pattern. I don't want them to just do whatever they want to do. Unless, of course, they want to play survival. Then here, they'll get that choice to go do whatever they want to do in survival mode. And you will have a good number of kids make that choice. And there will be a challenge for those kids in survival. And I will do that probably after I do the teams and after I do the setup. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the survival kids. But I do want to create the command blocks. I do want to create the teams. That'll be the next thing that I do. Anyway, this is advanced NPCs, giving them multiple commands. And there's a lot you can actually do with NPCs, and we'll be going more. But that's advanced. How to do the multiple commands, making sure you have them in the right order. With the buttons. So now Ashley does two things. Just opens a YouTube video and sends my survival kids out into the wilderness to get pillaged. Alright guys, this is Mando Minecraft. Talk to you later.